Alright, what's up guys? We're back. We're going to be auditing some business YouTube channels. And so the first one we're going to check out is this Craig Percoco. So, Craig Percoco. Okay. So I just wanted to first look at Okay, so first I just want to look at this guy's stuff. Okay, so let's check out his channel. I see that he has a lot of subscribers, right? So there's obviously kind of much more experienced guy is posting enough. I mean, I don't know. I always talk about how, like, nobody's posting as much as they should. You know, I really think, like, a video every single day is not that hard, right? Just hire someone to do all the editing. Like, this guy's making enough money to hire an editor to do all the editing, all the packaging, all that stuff. All he'd have to do is film a video every day. I mean, I personally kind of, like, think he should be doing that. But, I mean, right, he's doing it at least a week, every week. I'd say about once a week. That's fine. He goes live a lot, I guess. I mean, I love going live. I think the live streaming thing is great. Looks like he's like the Alex Hormozy of day trading. I mean, obviously, I do not endorse day trading at all. I think it's pretty terrible from what I know about it. As a way to get money, the real way is to start a YouTube channel talking about stuff that you're good at. But let's just go over what he has to offer. So let's just see. Let's just see right here. He's got a whole lot of views. He has his website, and I've done a little audit with ChatGPT. Let's see how long he's been going. He was kind of blowing up, I guess, a year ago, but I think he's been going for quite a while. See, some of these are like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And so I think he's been doing it for a while. I think he's probably just kind of coasting now. I mean, it looks like he's actually going pretty hard. He's still going live. I don't know why. I don't think these are actually live streamed because it's only 20 minutes. I think it's just like from a live. I don't think it's actually I think there's actually a video. Let's check out these lives because this is interesting.
Today, I'm going to take you through an entire session of my live day trading. I'm going to show you my...
Yeah, so it's like the video is about him doing live day trading, not actually like his not specifically an actual live stream. Oh, he doesn't have any lives at all. Let's see his short strategy because I've been kind of interested in shorts more recently. Let's just check this out.
All right, I'm risking 500 on this trade. Let's see how much we can make. All right, starting to move down in a direction, getting a nice flip. I'm going to wait for a candle close underneath this level to reduce risk. Damn, really starting to get a nice move down. We're up 1,100. All right, starting to take a big push down. We're up 1,800. I'm going to keep trailing this and see how far I can get this to move. How much
trading?
All right, I'm risking 500 on this
my
trade.
My personal opinion on day trading is just that it's like the stupidest thing ever. I mean, like, just like watching this video, it's just like gambling, basically. But I guess it's better than traditional gambling. So yeah, I mean, I guess he just makes shorts from his lives. I think he makes specific shorts too. These two look more like shorts that he filmed specifically. I'm a big fan of just like filming shorts specifically to be shorts, not just not just filming shorts like for another, not just filming shorts specifically for like not filming shorts within your other videos and then turning them into shorts, or not clipping. I think you can do that too, but I mean the shorts that it makes just aren't great. So yeah, I'm a big fan of like creating shorts specifically to post as a short. That's what I'd say. Let's put a chat real quick in our chat just to say, if anyone wants to get their channel audited, drop it the comment and I will do it right away. So we have not a lot of viewers right now. Okay. I am going to watch one of his videos. We're going to watch just the hook. He makes long videos. And then we're going to look at his website and I'll audit that. And then I will take a look at the actual ChatGPT audit and we'll look through that. So let's look at this first.
In this video, I'm going to show you the exact learning path that I would follow to start my day trading career from the beginning if I was to start over knowing what I know now. Okay, I've been day trading.
This is like such an Alex Hormozy type of intro. I mean, it's great. I think he makes really high quality videos and that's probably why he's killing it so much.
Full-time for about 7 years now, and before developing my entire process, my foundation trading full-time for about 7 years now, and before developing...
Look at that background. If that's real, damn. Bro's living the life. I mean, obviously he's making really high quality videos, like good intros. He's putting a lot of effort into it, or at least he has a team who's putting a lot of effort into it. I do kind of think that, like, this isn't the best. I don't know, I guess I would just say this isn't the best, like, use of someone's time to put in a lot of quality early stages when you're doing the work. I think 10 videos where you do less editing, less effects, less like fancy camera work versus one video where you do a lot of work into that stuff, the 10 will win out because you'll be getting a lot more experience and all that. But I don't know. I mean, I do think there is a lot of value still, specifically in high quality videos once you can afford later in the game to hire an editor and kind of systematize it, or once AI will be able to do all that stuff for $20 a month. So that's my perspective on that. Let's just look at his like timestamps, trading basics, software tools. The other thing is you can kind of make timestamps and then basically just, if you're really like systematizing it, you just make each one a short, and that can be really interesting. I mean, he's just kind of giving the tutorials. I mean, this looks really great. Like, if I was trying to get into day trading, which I am not, this does look very, 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 like something I would just totally watch. I'd probably subscribe, I'd go to all his content, and I would be very willing to, looking forward to, applying for the personal Trade. I don't like that name, but I'd be probably looking to apply to that. Let's go over his website now. Trade. Master your mindset, master your trading. It looks like he's kind of yapping here about this stuff. Specifically, click here to become a profitable trader. Apply. Yeah, if you qualify, you can book a call. I do like that you have to apply. Are you a trader at heart? Let's go through this. Someone describes you. I mean, yeah. I think this is good. This is good website, right? It's super concise. All this I don't like, but obviously he has to put it there. I think that kind of takes away from it, but I mean, just a video, he's talking about it. It has a click here, takes you right to here, and it's just like so direct. There's not too much text on it. There's not too much stuff going on like a lot of these other people, specifically with their websites that I've been seeing as we've been doing these audits. Your target, yeah, I'm not gonna fill it out, but I think this is a great website, to be honest. He's probably doing really good money. And so let's check out the ChatGPT version and what Chat thinks about all this. It's a high ticket, not a normal YouTube business. He has, yeah, I mean, he's doing a lot. Ad earnings, I mean, whatever, that's chump change. Okay, scorecard, offer value. I don't know. Yeah, day trading is just such a bad niche. But, niche, I don't know. Okay. Funnel. Okay, Chat is being oh, revenue source, this is good. High ticket mentorship course sales. Yes, that is always high ticket mentorship. Like, everyone should be selling something over $1,000. That's just my opinion. Paid community tool layouts, affiliates. Yeah, communities and tools is good too, especially community. I love community. Of course, AdSense is doing nothing. Can't underscore that enough. AdSense is not the way to go for making money. Best case. Dude, I mean, he's killing it. Honestly, I expected more. That's what. I thought he'd be doing like $1 million a month. That was my like estimate just looking at it, but I mean that makes sense. But he does well. Beginner focused titles. Yeah, I mean he's killing it. Greg Percoco. If you want to gamble all your money, he can help you do it profitably. Okay. This is a cool business. Yeah, the get rich quick. There's a lot of flaws in his niche, but I do think he's obviously like the go-to authority figure, and so this looks like a really strong business that he has running. So that's awesome. Let's do. Oh, let's look at this. Second channel. Oh, yeah, I guess it's like barely a thing. He has more subscribers than views. Unless maybe he makes a lot of. Oh, he goes live. Nope. Streamed 2 years ago. I guess not. Well. This is cool. Do my shorts feed work? I don't think it does. Okay. Let's look at another channel. What if I just do, it's hard because I don't want to do a channel that's like not specifically I don't want to do something that's too like business oriented, like in the same niche as me. I guess I could react to a video though. To start is YouTube. I wonder if my video will come up. Nope. okay, we could do this. But I don't... I just want something specifically like about YouTube. Creative business. This could be interesting. Okay. This could be cool. Creative Hive. Let's watch this video. Let's react to it. We are going to be reacting to the 5 most profitable We are going to be reacting to the 5 most profitable creative businesses to start in 2026 by Creative Hive. So let's check out this video. The 5 most profitable...
And the criteria for how I chose.
Okay, we are going to be reacting to the 5 most profitable creative businesses to start in 2026 by Creative Hive. So let's get into it.
The 5 most profitable creative businesses to start in 2026 are not
2026.
trendy or saturated, and they don't require a big audience. I'm going to show you the types of creative businesses that will work right now that I would start myself. But
I guess
before
this
I
is
do
kind of going to be a list of businesses, and then she'll talk more about them.
list, you first have to understand the criteria for how I chose these businesses so you can find these ideas yourself beyond this video. Teach a man to fish, you know, that sort of thing. So when starting a new business, most people are worried about the competition. Is it saturated? Is it too late? Is there still room for me?
I mean, I think a lot of people are worried about a lot of things. I think competition is a big one, and you can always carve out your own niche. Like, there's always money that's just waiting to get paid to you. And there's always going to be space as long as you do it well and you deliver value. There's always going to be room for you. I think the only problem of being too saturated is when there's you're too similar to too many other people. And that's not even it being saturated, that's just like a creative problem for you. So I do agree with this problem.
And I get it. They don't want to waste time or energy on something that won't work. But starting there is usually what paralyzes people, and that's just not helpful, right? Competition is everywhere for everything these days.
Yeah.
And you have heard how competition can be a good thing, right? It means your idea is validated. There are people who are already making money doing what you want to do. We'll talk about that a lot more later, but the first thing I personally look at is the problem. What kind of problems do people have? How can we fix them? What's annoying people? What's taking up mental space? What do they wish they didn't have to think so hard about?
I wouldn't start with the problem, to be honest. Like, when I think of this kind of stuff, I definitely would think about, like, okay, what specifically do I like? What am I interested in? I guess, like, picking a niche. I don't know so much about a business, but, like, picking a niche, right? People have the problem of wanting to get really good at TikTok, right, and make more money on TikTok. I have no idea. I'm terrible at TikTok. All the businesses I've started on TikTok have utterly failed, so I don't think there's much of a reason for me to, like, get into that niche per se. So I would look at, like, what you're interested in more and then kind of, like, work backwards from there, but that's just my opinion.
So the first type of business I want to talk about is products that have recurring value. Because this checks the problem box really clearly, and what I mean by this are, products that people naturally need to buy.
I mean, I guess I don't think that's a type of business. I think that's like a feature of, like, a lot of businesses. I think that's a feature of, like, most businesses, to be honest. Like, people need to repurchase insurance, like car insurance, but that's probably not what she's talking about. I guess it's creative businesses specifically. But, I mean, yeah, people need to repurchase medications, right? They need to repurchase coaching, one-on-one coaching, which is kind of what I help my clients develop, one-on-one coaching businesses. So I think there's a lot of things people repurchase. I wouldn't even say that's like specifically a type of business as much, but let's see what she means.
Buy again and again. So things like tea, candles, chocolate, dog treats, supplements, which is something I'm
Supplements,
interested in getting into this year for myself. So these work
Same.
because they don't require the customer to redecide every single time whether they want it or not. The decision has already been made once, and they keep contributing to your monthly sales every time they run out of your product or until they cancel their subscription. And this is important because repeat purchases change the math of your business in a huge way. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess this one is specifically more about like physical products too, I guess, which I would just say there's a lot of things that you can like repurchase that aren't physical products necessarily, but I would also just say that like specifically I think that I mean, I guess repurchased products are always going to be better than non-repurchased products.
So this is where you don't need a big audience if you get the niche right. If your product is for everybody, then yes, you will need a lot of traffic and customers. But if you are speaking to a very specific type of person with a very specific need, you can build a very healthy business on a much smaller audience. And also
that's
pricing
true.
matters here too. You do not need thousands of customers if the product is priced in a way that actually supports you. So you don't.
I mean, for me, just the biggest thing of like repurchased things would be like community. Like I kind of agree that like a one-on-one thing or something would be like not as repurchased enough, or they would rethink it. I mean, I think you can structure it in a way where it's like a 9-month program. They pay for all 9 months. They commit at the beginning, and then it's repurchased each month, but it ends. I do think like a lot of like one-on-one coaching is going to end at some point, but I would say that like community is a big one of like repurchasable, and that's something you can sell on a very small community as well for a person with a specific type of need, right? The specific type of community that it is. And I would just say like that's probably what I would think of much more than like physical products. And I mean, she said like chocolate and stuff like that, and like I don't even think that would be something that people would repurchase. But I don't know, I do agree about the specific need thing a lot. Like you need to have a niche, something that you're interested in and other people are interested in, that you have experience in and can help, or even just can learn with other people. So that's what I think.
Smaller audience. And also pricing matters here too. You do not need thousands of customers if the product is priced in a way that actually supports you. So you don't need constant new traffic if the same people keep coming back to buy, right? So say you charge $49 a month for your product and you have just 100 customers, you're already making $4,900 every single month on repeat.
I mean, let's just, that is true. I agree. $49 is not where the money's at. Like, let's say you have $1,000 for your product and you sell to 10 of those 100 customers have a lot more money and are a lot more invested in the thing than just paying $49, and they'd be willing to put $1,000 up, right, to work with you specifically, right? So if you're selling supplements, they would want fitness coaching from you, right, or something like that. I don't know if fitness coaching could be $1,000 a month, but $1,000 a month is a lot. Actually, let's say $200 a month, right? Like if you could just get like 10 of those people to pay $200 a month, that's going to be add $2,000 extra on top of it from a way smaller portion of the audience. So I think, yes, it's important to have something like a community that could be $50. I also think you need an upsell 100%. that could be like, a few hundred to $1,000 or even more, depending on what it is.
That's only 204 customers to make 10 grand every month. And that's your 6-figure year.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stress over finding new customers. So how do you take something like recurring products and make it actually work for you? A lot of profitable creative businesses aren't exciting, okay? They're not what's going to go viral or get tons of views on an Instagram
I like that edit.
reel. Don't be fooled by what you see out there, and don't use that social proof as evidence of what works and what actually pays you an income, okay? Think of businesses or a product or a service that makes something easier, faster, more thoughtful, or more personal for someone else. When something genuinely does that, people do not need to be convinced so much to buy. And if you want a more specific roadmap and more step-by-step, and you can go, and I know that word can sound very businessy, but I look for is a moat. I know that word can sound very businessy, but what this actually means is what makes this business hard to copy. For example, taste is hard to copy. Process is hard to copy.
I mean, I don't know. Me personally, my thoughts on like a moat are just that it did not really matter that much at all. Specifically, I guess I would just say because, like, it comes naturally, right? Like, I just think that's kind of like saying, like, think of a platform to post on. Like, it's just going to come naturally with the business as you start a business. I mean, I guess you can, like, try to specifically differentiate yourself, but just, like, once you hire an editor, right? Like, unless someone's going to go on day one and invest in an editor, you already have a moat in your business, right? That's a moat. Then, your personality, as people start to recognize you, that becomes a moat, because I know Alex Hormozy and I recognize him over some random kid like me, right? Who's posting and talking about business, right? So you're going to watch his videos more likely over mine. That's just reality. That's a moat that differentiates me from him. That's why I can't just copy his video and get as many views, or trust me, I would have. But, right? So I just think moats come naturally, like, in the process of scaling a business. But I mean, I do see the value in them, and I think in certain cases it's definitely, like, valuable to look at, like, how can I get more of a moat, I guess.
Your style and the trust that you have with your customers is hard to copy. When something is inherently hard to copy, it makes your business stand out, meaning you don't have to worry about the competition. This is also why having your own home base matters so much. If you're building something that's meant to last, you do not want everything tied to platforms you don't control.
This is going to be an advertisement.
So one of the first things I personally do whenever I'm creating a new business or a product idea is buy the domain name, because it makes the idea.
Is she advertising or is she just saying in general buy the domain name?
Real, and it gives you accountability to actually start this business. Now, usually people default to a .com domain name, and that's what I normally recommend in most circumstances, but most good names are already taken, which slows people down or makes them second guess their business name in the first place. And that's where
Yep. I would literally, I bought my domain names for the quizzes I have. You can check it out on my channel in the description. I would just say, in terms of buying domain names, you can buy them for very cheap. It's like $5 for a year, and then you don't even have to have it renew. And then, like, if your business pops off, right, then of course go set it to renew. But, I got mine for like $7. Like, if you have a business, your business will have a name, your channel will have a name, and then you'll obviously just be able to take that and turn it into the domain, and you'll probably be able to buy it. That's not really a problem. Like, I don't think you need to go to any specific provider. I did it through my provider, just whatever, like, you use to host a website.
That kind of clarity can help with trust and intent, which can mean more sales for you. If you want to grab your own doc, use my code. You can also get access to Elevate Dots, the workspace when you're starting. Actually can, but in the long term, they just fade away. In reality, they actually can. But in the long, might try to copy you, and they might be competition temporarily. But in the long term, they just fade away. In reality, they actually cannot compete with you. Your moat is so strong. Imagine it's like back in the olden days where a castle has a moat, which can be like a river around it, right? And the only way to get inside the castle is through a drawbridge. This is what keeps the bad guys out. If your moat is strong, it basically makes your castle impenetrable so other businesses can't come.
Yeah, I just think moats are like very natural in business. I don't think it's something like to focus on, I guess I would say. It's not really something to focus on.
Into the marketplace and destroy you. Because there is so much competition, especially with AI, it is easier than ever to start a business. But to do
Facts. But that means that you should start one. Not that you shouldn't start one.
it well and to choose the right business in the first place is a whole other thing. And that's what this video hopefully will help you do. Now, here's the part I really want you to hear, because this applies no matter which business you choose. The biggest mistake I see people make is staying too broad. They will say things like, I sell candles, or I do freelance design, or...
I think this is where, like, YouTube comes in, content creation comes in. I think you need to build your brand and community and style and all that, and then the rest will come naturally. I don't think, like, I think being too broad is a problem at first, or if you're trying to go really fast. But like, if you just make videos and get better, I don't think being too broad is even that big of a problem. I guess the main thing I would say that does make it too big of a problem is like making too general video titles, packaging, thumbnails, especially if you're small. You just kind of have to break out, and then you can kind of capture more of the market, I guess I would say. But I don't know. I mean, the riches and the niches definitely to an extent, but also I would just say, like, I think you can niche down by simply being unique, creating good videos, creating videos that are like yourself, showing your personality and all that. That will naturally, like, create community, niche you down, and solve that problem without like changing your business from like, I teach people to grow on YouTube to I teach people to grow on YouTube with shorts only, specifically niched way down, right? Like, I just think like video quality, community, personality matters way more than whether you would make that switch. And in the long run, actually, maybe that'd be a detrimental. I actually started out, I use that example because that's literally what I used to do, and I changed to YouTube, and I've seen way more success on this. Not to say that that's like always going to be the case, but I got out of that niche, and it actually kind of helped.
I teach art, and that is usually where they stop, right? And that used to be fine 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But it is just not enough anymore. There are millions of people who sell candles, and millions of people who freelance. Millions of people who sell candles, and millions of people who freelance and who teach art, right? What actually works right now is going deep. Super.
Yeah, I mean, that's an example of being way, like, I'm saying like within, I guess I was already assuming like a pretty niched down level, but I teach art. Just quit right now if that's your, like, that's way too broad, right? That's like, I don't know, saying like, I teach content creation, right? Like, you need a platform, you need what you're gonna specifically, like, a niche, maybe. You need to be way more niche down than that. I mean, I would say I would say like specifically within like I teach art, I would say the equivalent to like where you should be would be like I teach colored pencil art, or I teach like drawing, coloring, and then I would say like specifically for, right, so like I teach you how to make money and sell your art coloring. Maybe I'm making it too like businessy, right? But like I guess like, yeah, I teach coloring for fun or to make money or to teach to your kids. Like I don't know, that might be too niche down, but I teach coloring for this purpose. I guess you kind of need a purpose, right? I teach YouTube to start a business, to build a business off of that YouTube. So it's not just like one level. But yeah, I'd say that's the equivalent.
Or specific, not just picking a right now is going deep, super specific. Not just picking a niche, but picking a niche within a niche, or even a niche within a niche within a niche. The more specific you get, the easier everything becomes.
I feel like people take that to too much of an extreme, but I don't know. Let's see what she actually means, because I feel like she's saying a niche within a niche within a niche within a niche, but then she's saying like, you know, drawing within art and then coloring within drawing, and then it's like that's actually just kind of one niche from how I would see it. I 100% agree, actually, I think, with what she's saying.
Marketing gets easier, your messaging gets clearer, pricing gets easier, and then, as I mentioned, competition becomes completely irrelevant.
Come on, I want to see an example of what she means.
This is also where your moat comes in. Standing out doesn't mean being louder or better than everyone else, because that's going to be very hard to do. But it usually just means being more specific. When you're specific enough, you are no longer competing.
Come on, give an example.
Everyone. You are serving a very particular type of person who feels like you are talking directly to them. Let me give you an example, because this can all sound abstract. So saying I sell candles is a broad niche, right? Saying I sell soy candles for people who want cozy home vibes, okay, now that's better, but still a bit vague. So let's try to go deeper. Saying I sell soy candles for people who struggle to relax at night, that's a niche within a niche. And you can go even further. Say you sell soy candles specifically for people who have anxiety, who want a calming...
No. Never mind, I disagree completely. Because I think those, like, if I think of like the 3 or 4 people I would think of buying from on, like, from my content consumption, right? Because I watch YouTube, I listen to YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff. I would think of people who I'm very connected to, who I feel like I almost have a relationship with them, right? Even though it's one-sided. Because I watch their live streams, listen to their videos whenever they post, right? All of that stuff. And I think it has to be, like, broad enough, right? So for me, it's people who are into business because I'm into business and I'm trying to create a business. If I had anxiety and wanted a calming nighttime routine, I wouldn't make my whole life and identity around it the same way I do around business. Having my own channel and my own business about business, watching YouTube about business, talking to people about it all the time, right? I wouldn't make my whole identity around anxiety who want a calming, like, around my anxiety and trying to get a calming nighttime and solving that with candles, right? Like, so I think if you make that like your main marketing, like, put that on your freaking channel page, that's not a good idea. That won't work and nobody will really care. Or like working that into your titles, like, I just think that's way too specific. I think the better thing would be to talk about anxiety, right, in general. Make tons of videos about it. You can sell soy candles, specifically for a nighttime routine. but don't make that your marketing. And then the way you're going to differentiate within anxiety is you're going to be, you're going to have your specific personality. People are going to like vibe with that, right? So like implicitly it might be like anxiety for guys or for girls, and then because you're a guy and you talk more in a way where guys just connect with it more, right? It's like that's a specific example, and you don't have to say anxiety for guys. You could. I don't think that's the worst idea, but either way, right? That's niching down without getting like too specific in an awkward way, right? And then I could make my identity around like fighting anxiety, and like I don't even know if that's the best niche to pick, but right, like maybe you could change it to like mindset, right? Like there's tons of people who like their whole thing is mindset, right? Fix your mindset, get better. So then you could really develop a really good relationship with that creator, and then obviously turn that into selling them candles, right? Or whatever you wanna sell, right? I would say sell one-on-one coaching for mindset instead of selling candles, right? But you probably sell both. Let's see what she says about this, because I really disagree with her point.
Time ritual that doesn't involve screen time. At that point, you are not just selling a candle. You are selling a very specific outcome to a very specific person. The second type of business I want to talk about is freelancing and services for creative tasks like video editing, social media management, design, and...
So her first category of business was recurring businesses. It was literally like products with recurring value. Now it's freelancing. I just feel like those are two different like categories, right? Like I could say freelancing and services. I could say a media company. I could say like in-person services like car detailing and grass cutting, right? I feel like I wouldn't put that in the same category as recurring value, because a lot of those could have recurring value. But I don't know. I think this video is a little all over the place, but I actually do really think this video has a lot of value so far. So let's see.
Photography. And I know this feels saturated because on the surface it looks like everyone is offering these services, right?
No, I mean that's just, I think she's getting really to your point with this, where everyone, like it feels like everyone's offering that services. Like how many people do you know who are offering freelancing services? Probably like none. You know, like maybe one person, right? So if you think that's saturated, right? Like how many people do you know that work a 9-to-5 job, right? That's fast. That's saturated, right? Way more than freelancing. So yeah.
Right now. But when you zoom in, there is actually a huge gap between how many business owners need help and how few truly good service providers there are. This is something I see constantly both in my own businesses and talking to other business owners. People are struggling to find reliable, skilled help. Not cheap help necessarily, but good help. People who are talented have a unique...
I just think the problem with freelancing is that a lot of people, like, they hear freelancing and they think Fiverr. Like, let me go make a frickin' profile on Fiverr and get it. And I think the way, like, you could still call it freelancing, but, like, you make a channel. It's your website. It's your YouTube channel where you talk about this stuff, and then you bring people to you, and then you do the work for them, and you can still be doing the work. You can still be, like, you know, a freelancing website designer, right? But really, you make videos about how to make good websites, and then you say, if you want me to do the website for you, here's the link in the description, right? So it's, you own everything. You own the business, instead of being on these, like, freelancing platforms where it's, like, fine for some, like, free advertising, but, like, you really can't build a real business off it, and it's just going to be harder, and you're going to be at the mercy of these companies.
Style, communicate well, who don't need to be micromanaged, and who actually care about the outcome. Where people go wrong with freelancing is staying too broad, staying too general, saying, I'm a video editor or I do social.
Okay, I think her idea of like staying too broad and staying too general, I disagree with a lot. But I think she's just going to talk more about that. Let's check this out.
Okay, with that in mind, the third type of business is teaching your craft. You could
I like this one.
teach sculpting, ceramics, polymer clay, sewing, knitting, laser printing, woodworking. Like there is virtually anything you could teach. Teaching can be very profitable, but only if it's done with care and intention. I feel like I'm saying those words so many times in this video, but I mean it. They are important, okay? So first,
Care and
teaching your
intention.
craft does not mean you have to be the best in the world at what you do. That's a really common misconception. You don't need to be the top 1%. You just need to be a few steps ahead of the person you're teaching.
That is facts.
And you need to be good at explaining things in a way that someone a few steps before you understands. Being good at something and being good at teaching something are not the same thing.
Yeah, but I do think you need to have proof to actually like teach something. Like if I tell you I'm going to teach you to grow a channel to 1 million subscribers, obviously you're going to be like, well, you haven't done that before. So maybe it's not the best idea to, be taught from you, right? So I do think you need to have proof and you do need to be good at what you teach, but I do agree that like once you have the client, you have to be good at teaching and actually deliver. It's not just enough to be good at what you're doing, but I think it's a two-way street.
Okay, those are two very different skills, and I have seen plenty of people with incredible skills fail at teaching because they can't articulate what they know and put themselves in the shoes of their students. The opportunity here comes from clarity and empathy. If you have struggled through something yourself and figured out how to make it easier, simpler, less overwhelming, or faster, that is so valuable. People aren't just paying for information, okay? They're paying to skip.
I would say that people don't pay for information at all anymore with AI. I think they pay for community. They pay for the experience to work with someone that they think can help them get the outcome. They pay for things to be done for them and services. And they pay for like interaction, connection, accountability is a big one. I don't think people pay for information at all really anymore.
So valuable. People aren't just paying for information, okay? They're paying to skip confusion, and they're paying to avoid making all of those mistakes and wasting time. They're paying to feel less alone while they're figuring something out. This is also where a niche within a niche within a niche matters a lot, right? So saying I teach photography is very broad, but saying I teach product photography for handmade sellers who shoot at home with natural light, now that's
What is it with her and all these like hyper specific niches?
where things start to click. You are not trying to teach everyone. You are helping a very specific person solve a very specific problem. And when someone feels like you understand their situation, trust builds very quickly. Now, I want to be very clear about something because this is where people get burned. Teaching is not passive income. I know
Duh.
that phrase gets thrown around constantly and it attracts.
Nothing in this video is going to be passive income. Passive income is when you put money in the stock market and then you come back a year later and you have 10% returns. Passive income isn't business. It's not very profitable, except over long periods of time. And if you are like making YouTube videos to get clients, automatically it's not passive. You're putting in time to get stuff back. I think passive income is really only when you put in money to get more money back, not time to get money. And I think passive income isn't necessarily a good thing. I mean, I think it is a good thing, always. You should always invest in all that. But I do think that if you try to like only rely on passive income or like make money while you sleep, like it's just stupid. You're not gonna make any money, right? You're gonna be able to make thousands of dollars making a business on YouTube, and then you could turn that into passive income and make tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands while you sleep. doing that. But if you never made thousands of dollars to start out with, then you're just going to be broke, and you're going to be trying to turn your $5 into $10 with passive income, wasting 20 hours trying to find a hidden passive income money making strategy. It's not going to work, and then you're going to regret it, and you're going to be broke and sad. Where was I? Where was she?
Passive
Teaching is not
income.
passive income.
I know that phrase gets thrown around constantly, and it attracts the wrong people coming into the teaching space. As someone who struggled a lot in school, I know what it's like having a good or bad teacher, and how much care about what you do can impact your students' lives. Teaching is not easy. It takes work and a lot of responsibility. You are working with real people who are eager, but also vulnerable. And you have to care about that. If you don't genuinely enjoy helping people and answering questions.
Yeah, I think just delivery in general in a business is probably one of the most important things once you crack. First of all, getting attention, right? Because you can be the best teacher in the world, and if nobody knows that you exist, nobody will give you money. But once you crack, making YouTube videos, getting some views, getting some people in, then it becomes delivery, right? How good you are at teaching, how good you are at giving what you promise. That becomes most important.
And thinking about how to make things clear, this will feel heavy very fast. One more thing I want to say here, because I think it takes some pressure off. Teaching doesn't have to start big. It can start very small, like doing one-on-one sessions or a small group workshop, even a simple blog post or a PDF guide. Something that helps one person.
I wouldn't do a PDF guide. Even if it's free. Maybe if it's free as just a lead magnet, that's a good strategy, but as a way to get people's emails or something. But I think AI can make a PDF guide in a second with anything they need to know. I don't think information is valuable that much anymore.
To do one thing better. And you don't need a massive audience to start teaching, especially if your model is primarily one-on-one work. The next type of business is personalized products. This category keeps working year after year because people like buying things that feel made specifically for themselves
Personalized
or for someone
products.
else.
Honestly, my specific take on personalized products would just be, I guess if it's a craft or art, that's good. But I think really the personalized product is going to be the one-on-one coaching, the specific time that you can invest in a specific person. That's personalized feedback that you give them, personalized coaching, mentoring. That's where it gets personalized. And I think AI is even starting to automate that, but I don't think it's anywhere close to automating one-on-one coaching at the level that a real human being can offer it at. But I think specifically in art, I also do think it'd be a great business type. So that's going to be my take on that video. I think she had some pretty crazy takes about niching down, and I think that was way too much. But I also think that overall, actually a pretty good video, and a lot of really good ideas. Handmade businesses. What should we do? We could audit her channel. Let's just see if we're getting any views or anything. No. When did I get on 140 and it's 220? Okay. Okay, we're gonna audit this channel, then we're gonna hop off. What's up, guys? I'm Zane. I coach YouTube and I teach people how to grow a business on YouTube. We're gonna be auditing Creative Hive. This channel is teaching people to basically make a business and a living like with their handmade items. And so let's see how she is making money. I'm gonna start out by going to her links. I just want to see all the stuff that she has. Alright, let's start out by checking out her latest video and just see the hook of it.
I've made $168,000 a year on average
Good, she's starting with proof.
selling jewelry for 10 years straight. The same underrated system every year through algorithm changes, Etsy updates, political and economical changes. There was even a whole year my Instagram was shut down and I still hit 6 figures.
Yeah, and she shows a little bit like personality. Yeah, I mean, I think she makes really like high quality videos, and I think that's one reason she's killing it, right? You can see like all the editing she's doing in her videos, and she's just kind of talking about what she likes. Let's look at her posting cadence. She's only posting once every 2 weeks, it looks like. Sometimes even less. No, usually once every 2 weeks. Honestly, I don't think she's posting enough. She's doing fine because, well, she makes really good videos. Her videos are really high quality. So in that case, I think she's doing fine. And she's made a lot of videos. So she's obviously been doing it for a while. Let's see how old her channel is. 11 years ago. Oh my god. She's making these like freaking videos for a long time. I think she probably quit, huh? And took a break and then came back. She was doing pretty well even back then. And she's been doing like basically the same stuff the whole time. Yeah, I guess she's been like super consistent too, really. Let's do take a look. Let's watch one of her shorts. Let's look at her most popular short.
This is how much money I've made with my Etsy shop. This is how much money I've made with my Shopify store. I have very little control over the branding and customer experience. I can customize the entire branding and shopping experience.
It's kind of an ad. Wonder if she linked it in the description. Yeah, I mean, looks like she's making a lot of shorts, and that's actually like pretty important, I think, for like gaining, like bringing people into the community. Let's look at how she's doing like lives. Oh, I guess she's only done 2, and they're years ago. Let's see what offers she has. Register for free. Unlock a profitable business. Actually, yeah, this is cool. I like this website. She should probably put a video up here of like her talking about how to do it. But yeah, nice little websites. There's not too much text or anything on it, which is nice. She's doing a workshop, I guess. Is this a PDF guide? If you're closer, where to start. It's just not even clear what this is like linking to. Oh, I guess it is a guide. To get email addresses, yeah, that's a good thing. Feels like you're already working so hard, but you can't get more sales. Whoa, this one is way too much text, and like I feel like if I wanted this, I would not do all this. And she's selling a course. Beautiful workbook to guide you along. Access to everyday's lessons. challenge for $47. I mean, I guess it's fine. She's probably doing fine on this offer, but I would be more focused on like a higher ticket, like sale, like one-on-one coaching or whatever. She'd probably make thousands doing that. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about this. She has a lot of views, dang. Okay, how I made money. Yeah, she has good. The free lead magnet, the low ticket, and then the core offer. I think this core offer is going to be the biggest thing. And then the upsells. I feel like she should have more upsells. But let's see what she has. Main course. There it is. It's always the biggest thing, highest ticket thing, that makes the most money. The more, like, it's just simple math, right? The more you sell something for, even if you sell it for way less, you're going to make more money. So, and then all the rest is kind of very small. So yeah, she's actually doing a lot, right? 2 videos a week, and she's doing, like, quite a lot of money. Best case. That's a lot of money. Even $80K a month. It's millions a year. No, it's not. It's almost $1 million a year. That's a good business she's got there. It was telling me specific stuff for me to do. Well, that was our audit of Creative Hive. I think she has a pretty good business going. She's doing about $1 million a year. Without further ado, that will be the end of this live stream.